Over the past couple seasons, a lot of fans have criticized the Baltimore's hitting approach. But with a new hitting coach, the Orioles offense is looking to make a major improvement in 2025. Welcome to Orioles Digest. I'm your host, Kam Brice. And before you do anything, hit that subscribe button. If you're a part of this percentage, let's change it today. Hit the subscribe button. I'm giving you daily updates about the Baltimores every single day that you don't want to miss. Day 3 of spring training is finally here, and a lot of fans are still angry on the Baltimore Orioles hitting philosophy in 2024, but their new hitting coach has given us some good insight. Cody Astrich, Orioles' new hitting coach, said, I know at times that might look like we're only trying to hit home runs. We're trying to launch the ball. We want to hit balls hard. We want to hit a lot of line drives. We want to control the zone. Have the Baltimore Orioles developed a new hitting approach for 2025? Before we get to the Baltimore's hitting approach, we're going to take a look back at what the Orioles did as an offense last season. Now, slugging was ranked number 3 in the MLB, right around 433. Now we go to on base percentage, 314, 12th. On base plus slugging, 4th. Now that we look at all these statistics, there's two categories that I really want you guys to look closely at. That is the walk percentage and the strikeout percentage, because that's what matters in most key pivotal games. Now, the Baltimore's did not walk a lot last season. Remember when this team was top 5, top 10 in walks 2 years ago? Remember when the Baltimores were a patient team? We saw a lot of guys get on base. They could hit with runners in scoring position. Last year, we didn't see that. It was way too many strikeouts. And I know 13th is kind of the middle of the pack, but when you're a contending playoff team, you should not be striking out at a high level. Now, I'm not going to put that all on the hitting coach, but it's time for the players to step up. I've said this in previous videos. The Baltimore Orioles and their young stars need to start taking major accountability on their offensive production. Now, the hitting coach is also to blame because that live and die by the home run ball was their approach last season. We all saw it when the Baltimore's did not hit a home run in a single game. Their winning percentage was well under 300. That team was made for power hitting. You lost Anthony Santander. This puts your team in another perspective. You got a guy like Tyler O'Neill. If he can stay healthy, maybe he can replicate that same power. You have Jackson Holliday, possibly Kobe Mayo, Samuel Basallo, possibly can come up. But the Baltimore Orioles approach this season needs to be hitting line drives, gaps, getting the ball in the outfield on the ground, hitting the ball for runners in scoring position. That needs to be the key thing for this team to succeed in 2024. They are so talented, but when they depend on the long ball, that's what makes this team less dangerous than it is. And we saw that against the Kansas City Royals in the playoffs. When the Orioles cannot hit the long ball, it's way too many flyouts. What resulted in? Strikeouts, not a lot of walks, ground out into double plays, flyouts. That's what the Baltimore's formula is. If they don't hit the home run ball, they result in the fly ball. So I think it's not going to be a new hitting approach. It's just going to be some major tweaks. And Adley Rutschman is a main part of that. And we're going to talk about Adley deeper in this video, but I want to take a look at something the hitting coach also said in this article with the Baltimore Banner. After July 15th, the Orioles' slugging percentage dropped to 412. Their OPS also dipped well to 731. That's not good for a team who OPS we really see flirting at that 815 range. That's a contending team OPS, especially with some of the young talented hitters you have on your roster. Like I said before, you have World Series hope. You need to have an explosive offense when your pitching staff is not one of the most dominant in the MLB. And that's something the Baltimore Orioles struggled last season. Now, we all know that the major point for the Baltimore Orioles struggles was Adley Rutschman, and we're going to take a deep dive into what Adley Rutschman can become in 2025. Can Adley Rutschman bounce back in 2025 and be that generational star we know? Now, if we look at Adley Rutschman numbers, these are not good. 19 home runs, on base percentage 318. We usually see Adley Rutschman with an on base percentage well over 400. We see him with about 90 to 95 RBIs. That's what we should expect from Adley Rutschman. Now, the key thing about this is look at his walks 58 walks. Remember when Adley Rutschman was top two in walks in the MLB, had a well over 70 walks and a high batting average? Last season was not the case. And that was because of the struggle he went through after the All Star break. I know he said he wasn't injured, but Adley, come on. We all know Adley Rutschman was injured, and it started to affect his play at the plate and especially behind the plate. They would give him less time at catcher. They would try to put him in different types of positions in the lineup, and nothing seemingly worked. At one point, he's one of the worst qualified hitters in the MLB. You can look it up on Fangraphs. They have the whole graph of how Adley Rutschman regressed so much. I've probably never seen a star like Adley Rutschman regress so much in the season. But 2025 is going to be a bounce back year for Adley Rutschman. This is the prove year. This is a year to be like, okay, I deserve a big extension. I'm still that superstar guy that you compare with Gunnar Henderson for 10 to 15 years to come, and we could be one of the most dominant duos in the MLB. I think Adley Rutschman, a lot of that playoff failure was on him. Didn't get a single hit. Gunnar Henderson also didn't get a single hit. Those two have to change the formula for the Baltimore Orioles. If they hit with runners in scoring position, the rest of the players on the team will follow up. But Adley Rutschman has to have a big year. He can't have a down year like last year. I know he was an all-star, but he has to repeat that. He has to be the best catcher in baseball again. His defensive ability has to improve. His offensive ability has to be the best we've ever seen in his career. I would love for Adley Rutschman to hit home runs more, but if he has around 17 to 16 home runs, but has well over 80 RBIs and well over 70 walks with an average flirting around 315, that's a formula that you can win games with. I think Adley Rutschman has that ability to do. As long as he stay healthy, he can still be the focal point for this franchise. But Adley has to have a big year this year for the Baltimore's to make a deep playoff push. I'm going to give you guys an update on spring training and what's happening in the Baltimore Orioles camp. Now, Saturday was day two of workouts of the Baltimore Orioles. Sagano finally arrived as his visa finally came through, so we saw him on the mound. He didn't pitch a bullpen session, but we saw him what he will possibly look like in the Orioles uniform this season. It was pretty good. He honestly doesn't look that old, but talking about other guys, the young prospect in Samuel Basallo, wow, he's going to be a special talent. I know I've said Jackson Holliday is one of the best prospects I've ever seen, but looking at Samuel and the way he swings the bat, but looking at Samuel Basallo, he has one of the most beautiful swings I've ever seen. He is a generational prospect that the Baltimore's cannot move on. I know there are major talks about a move, Dylan Cease or Luis Castillo. Give up Kobe Mayo. Samuel can't go. This is the type of guy that you can pair with Adley Rutschman. Say Samuel comes up to the MLB at any point this season. Where does that leave Adley Rutschman and Gary Sanchez? I think you could possibly put him at first base. You could DH him. His bat is enough. I don't think his defense is right there where you want it to be right now. He's a very good defensive catcher, but Adley Rutschman is still better. He's still one of the best defensive catchers in the MLB. Haven't heard any information on Ramon Urias, and that's very worrying to me because usually Ramon Urias, Jorge Mateo, we get updates be like, hey, they're possibly going to have a career year. They're very involved in the offense. Not sure about how the situation is going to go down, but I did see a lot of videos and a lot of comments on Kobe Mayo playing third base. So that's something else to watch for. Jordan Westberg looks good. Everybody else, the bullpen. Felix Bautista is at 85% right now. And Brandon Hyde said he should be ready for opening day. Some other not good news. Chase McDermott injured his lat, so he's not throwing right now. His time recovery should probably be around 2 to 3 weeks, but he will pitch this spring. And I'm not sure he's going to make the big league camp. Coming into the spring, I was like, okay, you can put Chase in the bullpen with Cade and Albert Suarez and different types of guys. But now that he's got that lat injury, he's going to be sent back down to AAA to start the season. Speaking about Albert Suarez, Brandon Hyde said Albert Suarez will get starting pitchers innings this spring training. They said Holliday is looking very good. He's driving the ball way more powerful this season. So a breakout year for Jackson Holliday is coming. Hopefully Tyler O'Neill can be healthy. Hopefully, Colton Cowser can build off of his sensational rookie season last year. And Jordan Westbrook can be healthy because the Baltimore's need Jordan Westbrook. When he's in the lineup, that team plays at its best. That's all we have for today, folks. Thank you for joining the Orioles Digest. Turn on post notifications. Hit that subscribe button because I'm giving you daily updates about the Baltimore's that you don't want to miss. From Orioles Digest, I'm Kam Brice.